Hello students, how are you? Hope you are doing well in your home and studying also. Today I am going to teach you a new lesson in science. So let's start. Before starting the chapter, I want to ask you questions regarding our previous lesson. In our previous lesson, we have studied about living things and non-living things. Can you give me few examples of living things? Yes, plants, animals, human beings, right? Good. So if I talk about plants, what do you observe in a plant? Or are all the plants are similar in appearance? You see so many plants around you, okay? So is their height is same? No. Some are big, some are small. And all of them are green in color, right? But some are like light green, some are dark green, some plants are colorful, okay? But most of the plants are green in color. So if you observe plants around you, you see many similarities and differences. Okay. So what you have to do today? Today you have to sort plants. Okay. Like scientists. What do scientists do? They observe around them. Okay. They observe the things around them and the basis of similarities, on the basis of similarities and differences, they sort things. Okay. So today you are also going to act like a scientist. Okay, so whatever plants are around us, we are going to arrange them in various groups. So our today's topic is word of plants, and in this topic we will study about different types of plants and different parts of a plant and uses of plants. Here you can see it is given types of plants. You are seeing different pictures, right? Like here, first picture you are seeing big trees are there. Then you are seeing one pumpkin. Then you are seeing one small leaf plant is there. You can see one cactus. Okay. So today we are going to discuss about different types of plants. So if we divide plants into categories, there will be 5 categories of plants. Okay, what are these 5 categories? Herbs. These are herbs, shrubs, trees, climbers and creepers. So let's start one by one. First comes herbs. First type of plants are herbs. How will you differentiate plants into herb? Children, herbs are very small sized plants. Okay, you see many plants around you which are very small in size. So those small sized plants are mostly herbs. What is the kind of stem in them? They have very thin and soft stem, and also their stem is green in color. Okay, so herbs are very small sized plants which are green in color. Their stem is very thin and they are very soft and tender. So if you see here, there are many examples of herbs. Like, what are the example of herbs? Mint, coriander, then tulsi. Other examples are like chives, bay. Okay, you can see so many examples. If you are seeing these plants, children, you can see they have very soft and tender stem. Also they are looking green in color. If you are seeing here, this one more beautiful picture of herbs. See, all these are very soft plants. They are green in color. Okay. Next, you can see here also they are very small green plants. Also, herbs has very small roots. Okay. So herbs, you know, very small sized green with thick and tender stem are called herbs. Now come to next category of plants, and that is shrubs. What is the second category of plants? That is shrub. A shrub is a plant which has bushy appearance. Okay. So what is the difference between herbs and shrubs? Okay. What is difference? Do you know? If you see a rose plant and if you see a coriander, which is herb, what difference will you see? Like coriander is it is a small sized plant, but rose, it is little bit big in size. Then you will see a woody stem, thin woody stem in in rose. So there is difference between herbs and shrubs. So what are the differences? let's start. First, characteristics of shrubs. Children, shrubs are bigger in size than herbs, but they are smaller in size than tree. Okay, you have seen trees also. Trees are very big in size. So shrubs are smaller. So shrubs are bigger than herbs, but they are smaller than trees. One other difference is what, children? In case of shrubs, the stem is thin and woody appearance. It has woody appearance. Okay, they are medium sized plant. They have woody appearance. Their stem is thin and woody. And one more and main characteristic feature of shrubs is, children, that the branches in shrubs, they arise from the base of the stem. Okay, branches in a shrub arise from the base of the stem. As you can see in this picture, what is its appearance? It's looking like a bush. Okay, so shrubs have bushy appearance. Okay, and you can see branches are arising from the base of the stem. Okay, if you will see a plant of a shrub plant, you will see that it will have a bushy appearance. Branches will arise from the base of the stem, and the stem will be thin or little bit thick and woody. Here are some examples of shrubs, children. These are like rose plant. If you have ever observed, I will show you in the garden, school garden. And also there is second example, that is hibiscus. So different examples of shrubs are there, like rose is there, hibiscus is there, cotton is there. Then other examples are like lemon, then lilac. Okay, so these are the different examples of shrubs. Now let's come to next category of plants, and that is tree. Okay, now trees, here you can see that trees are, how are they in appearance? Have you seen, you have seen many trees. Can you name few of them? Right, like mango, banyan, people. Okay, and so many trees are there, like you have seen in your school garden also. So trees, are they small sized or big sized? Yes, they are big sized plant. They are taller. Okay, they are taller than herbs. They are taller than shrubs. So trees are, children, they are bigger size plants. Okay, they are big size plants. And what is the type of stem they are having? They are having thick and woody stem. See, all the trees, they have thick and woody stem, and that thick and woody stem in trees is called trunk. Like you can see here is one example of a banyan tree. Here you can see one trunk. What is a stem? A stem, you can see it is erect. Erect means it can stand straight. Okay, herbs can also stand erect, children, and shrubs also can erect. They can also stand erect. So banyan tree here you are seeing its stem is, how is it? Its stem is thick and woody. Next one, if I will show you this picture, this is a mango tree, children. Okay, you can see many mangoes. So how is stem? The brown color part is showing stem. How is its stem? Its stem is thick and woody in appearance. And also, children, what about the branches? Children, in trees, branches arise from in the upper part. Okay, like shrub, what is difference? In shrubs, branches arise from the base of the stem, but here in trees, branches arise from the top part, in the top part of a tree. So there is one more difference between shrubs and trees, that here branches arise on the upper part. One more tree is there, children, and this is neem tree picture. Okay, neem tree is a medicinal plant. It gives us medicines. We will discuss it later. But neem tree, it is also having a thick woody trunk, and it have so many branches on its upper part, and it is taller. So these are tree. I have given you examples of banyan tree, mango tree, and neem tree. Other examples are also there, like peepal tree, gulmohar tree. Okay, children. So till now we have studied about three categories: herbs, shrubs, and tree. Now let's come to next category. Children, next category of plants is climbers. What are climber plants? as the name is itself saying, it's indicating that climbers are the plants which climb. Okay, children, climbers are plants which are having weak stem. So due to that weak stem, they cannot grow upwards on their own. They want some support. And why do they want some support? Why do they need support? To carry their weight. So to carry their weight, they want some support, and they grow towards they grow towards upside. Like if you have seen money plant, most of you are having money plant in your homes, right? So what your mother does, she generally puts a string, okay, and the money plant grows around that string or thread. That means climbers plant are the plants which are having weak stem and they climb. Examples of climbers are, as you can see here, one example is pea. Okay, pea plant is a climber. There you can see one money plant, right? Money plant also needs some support to grow. Children, I give you some extra information that climbers have some special structures to climb, and that special structures are called tendrils. Other examples are like grapevine. So what are the different examples of climbers? Grapevine, money plant and pea. And what are climbers? Climbers are the plants which have weak stem and they climb up with the support of something. Okay, and why do they climb? They climb because they cannot carry their own weight. And different examples, I have given you examples of money plant, pea and grapevine. Now come to the next category of plants, and the next category is creeper. Children, what is the name creeper? So creeper means, the name is itself suggesting that plants that creep on the ground, or the plants which crawl over the ground. There is one similarity between creepers and climbers. What is that? Can you tell me? Beta, climbers and creepers, they both have weak stems. Okay, creepers are the plants which are having weak stem. And what is the difference between climber and creeper? Difference is that climbers climb up, but creepers, they crawl over the ground. Okay, now you can see most of the climbers, children, they have big fruits. Why do they have big fruits? Okay, like you have seen watermelon, you have seen pumpkin. These are creeper plants, but they are very big size plant. Why? Can you tell me? Yes, see, like mango can grow on a tree, but what? Pumpkin cannot grow on tree or any other plant. Why? Because big size plant will be of very heavy weight, so they will fall down. They will not be able to grow on any plant. So that's why as itself creeper plants, they grow along the ground. So the big size plant, they are there on the ground only, so there is no need to carry their weight. That's why big sized fruits, most of the big sized fruits, they grow as creepers, like pumpkin, like watermelon. Watermelon is so heavy, huh? It is a creeper plant. So if I ask you how is the plant of a watermelon, I think you have not seen watermelon plants, na? It's not available here. So it would be a creeper plant. Okay, it will crawl over the ground. So children, once again I am telling you, creepers are the plants which grow along the ground, which have weak stem and they cannot carry their weight. That's why they crawl over the ground and they have big sized fruit. Okay, and one more thing, do creepers need support? No, they do not need support, because there is no need to climb up or something. Huh? So creepers, they do not need any support to carry their weight, because they are itself growing over the ground. They are crawling on the ground. And the examples, you can say pumpkin, sweet potato and watermelon. Here you can see the picture of watermelon. right? Is it a beautiful picture? Okay, the next one is pumpkin. Okay, so pumpkin and watermelon, these are different example of creepers. So children, this is the end of different types of plants. Let's come to our next topic. Children, you know about living things. Examples of living things are plants, animals, human beings. So they have different parts. If you see yourself, you will see that you have many parts in your body. Can you name them? Yes, we have eyes, we have nose, we have ears, we have legs, we have hands. In the same way, children, like us, plants also have different parts. So we will study about parts of a plant. Children, if you see a plant, like of any plant, like any tree or any small plant or some other plant, you see that only the upper portion which is above the ground is visible to you. Is the lower portion which is below the ground, is it visible to you? No, it is not visible because it is under the soil. So on the basis of this, a plant is divided into two systems. Okay, the part of plant which is below the ground is called root system, and the part of plant which grows above the soil or ground, it is called shoot system. So here you can see in this picture, you are seeing a plant is there. It's having leaves, flowers and a stem and root. So you can see the part of plant which is growing below the ground, it is showing root system. And the part of the plant which is green in color and it is growing upside of the ground, and it is known as shoot system. Okay children, so a plant is divided into two parts, shoot system and root system. Now let's first discuss about roots. Children, as I told you, part of the plant that grows below the ground is called root. And there are so many functions of root. Okay, like what are the main functions of root? Children, roots hold the plant firmly in the soil. Okay, how a tree is able to stand straight. Okay, how small plants, they remain fixed to the soil. How? Because of roots. So roots help a plant to firmly fix in the soil. Okay, the next function of roots is root absorb water, nutrients and minerals from the plants. You know that plants prepare their own food. Okay, so how do they make their food? We have studied in our previous class. They use air, water and nutrients. They use minerals. So how water and nutrients are supplied to a plant? They are supplied through soil. And which part of plant help these nutrients and water to be absorbed from the soil? Root. So that means root helps in absorbing water and nutrients from the soil, and it helps a plant to make its food. Now children, next is function of root is roots. Some roots, they store food. Okay, some roots store food, like have you ever eaten carrot? Carrot is a root, children. Okay, carrot is a root and it is a storage root because food is stored in the root part. Here you can see a picture of carrot. Right, on the left side you are seeing that carrots are growing below the ground. That means they are root, and also they are storage food, as they are storing the food. We eat them as food. On the right side of children, there is another example, and that is the example of radish. Okay, radish is also a root. It is also growing. You can see easily that it is growing down the soil. So radish and carrot are examples of storage root. One other example is children, beetroot. Now I told you that roots help a plant to be fixed firmly in the soil. So you can also prove that with the help of an activity. For that, children, you will be needed few things. Like what things will be required? Take an ice cream cup. Take some seeds of a plant, like you can say take chana seeds, then some soil and some water. So how will you perform this activity, children? Take an ice cream cup, put some soil in it, then put seeds of the plant in it and sow it. Then you will sprinkle water daily. Keep that ice cream pot in sunlight for few days, like for 1 or 2 weeks, and keep continuing watering the seeds. You will see after few days small plants will grow up in that ice cream cup. Now after doing this, after few days, when plants are grown up, you will stop giving water for at least 1 day, so the soil will become dry up. Now if you will try to lift the cup by holding the plants, you will see along with the plants that cup also lifts up. Okay, why? Because plants, they hold, their roots hold the soil firmly. Their roots hold the soil, so plant was fixed firmly in the soil. So by this activity you can prove that roots hold the plant in the soil. Now children, as you are seeing in this picture, one beaker is there and one plant is there. This is also one activity which shows second function of plant root. What was the second function of plant root? That root absorb water and minerals from the soil. So here you can see, you can show that root absorb water. How? See, for this activity you will be needed one plant, like any plant which is having white flower, like vinca plant or balsam plant you can take. So take one plant having white flower and roots must be intact in the plant. Take a beaker, take some water and red ink. How will you perform the experiment? You will take the beaker and put some water in it. After that you will keep the plant like this diagram. You will keep the plant in water and root should be attached to the plant. Now put some red ink, like few drops, 1 or 2 drops of red ink in the water, and keep it for some time, like 1 hour or 1 to 2 hours. After some time you will see that a flower has become red in color. Also you will see in leaf vein, mid vein and side vein, they have become red in color. Mid vein and side vein are the small thick linings in the leaf, children. Okay, so you will observe that flower has become red in color and also leaves, mid vein and side veins have become red in color. So how did it happen? It happened because the red colored water was absorbed by root and it was transported to flower and leaves. Okay, now let's study about types of roots. Children, there are 2 types of root, and what is their name? Tap root and fibrous root. If I show you this diagram, what do you see? You see there is a main root. Okay, there is a main root which is arising from the base of the stem, and from the main root many side roots are arising. Children, this is a tap root. In a tap root there is one main root which arises from the base of the stem, and from the main root many small sized side roots arise. You can divide them in primary, secondary and tertiary. Okay, so different examples are also there, like mango, hibiscus, peas. Okay, children, one more thing is there, that tap root grows deep into the soil. Okay, I told you 2 roots are there, tap and root, but in comparison tap roots, they grow deep into the soil and they have one main root and they have small sized and thin side roots. Now come to the next root. Next root is fibrous root. can see here in this diagram. Are you finding any difference? Are you able to differentiate between tap root and this root? This is an adventitious root. Children, are you seeing any main root here? Is that visible? No, it is not there. And also you are seeing that all the roots are of same sized. So children, in fibrous roots, roots arise from the base of a stem, but they do not have any main root. Okay, they do not have any main root. The roots are almost of same size. They arise from the base of the plant. Now here is one more difference, children. These adventitious root, they do not grow very deep in the soil. In comparison to tap root, fibrous root don't grow very deep into the soil. Different examples of fibrous root are wheat, rice, onion, etc. Okay, now I'm going to show you this slide is showing difference between taproot and fibrous root. What it is showing, taproot is one main root which grows from the base of the stem and from which many side roots arise, which are small and thin. But in fibrous root, many small roots of almost same sizes, they arise from the base of the stem. See children, this diagram is showing difference between a fibrous root and a tap root. You can see here in tap root, one main root, thick white root, you are able to see, yes or no? Yes, so one main white colored root is there from which small thin roots are arising. But here on the left side in fibrous root, you can see that all the roots which are growing from the base of the stem, they are almost of a small size and there is no main root in fibrous root. So that's all for today, children. Hope you got all the points and all the things are clear to you. Okay, thank you and have a nice day.